City Real.
Sí.
Arsenal Bayern.
Oh, shit, Arsenal. Arsenal. Yeah, I think Arsenal. Hungry, bro. No, está buenísimo. ¿Me quitaron la ida?
How far is Austin from McAllen?
Oh, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Santiago. Santi, Santi.
Pero va a estar hablando aquí.
No, cierto.
Ahí arriba.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Before we get started, just a quick little reminder, if we can keep all cell phones turned off, put them on silence. We don't want to interrupt the moment to take away from what's going to be a big day for these guys. So we'd really appreciate if you turn your phones on silent mode and, make this a big day for our players here. Buenas tardes a todos que están aquí hoy. Nomás un recuerdo, si pueden poner sus teléfonos, sus celulares en silencio para no quitar del momento de nuestros jugadores aquí presentes hoy, que va a ser un gran día para ellos. Nomás recordándoles otra vez, poner el celular en silencio y pues ojalá que disfruten de la conferencia de prensa. Y vamos a empezar. Ahorita voy a introducir a nuestro gerente, Andrew Forrest.
Good afternoon. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for being here. I'd like to thank a couple of our corporate partners that are here that are really instrumental in the development of this program. We'd like to thank Texas Tech Physicians of El Paso, who are the sole presenting partner for Locomotive Academy contracts, which is what we're going to be doing today, and the sole title partner for Locomotive Youth Soccer programs. And then also we have GECU here as well, who are the presenting partner for Locomotive FC Youth Soccer program. So again, thanks to them for being here. A big part of what this transformation from no youth soccer 3 or 4 years ago to the culmination of what you're going to see and hear about today. Before we begin too far into this, you'll notice potentially that our head coach and technical director Brian Clairhout is not here, and the reason for that is they are on a flight as we speak to Omaha, Nebraska, where they will play tomorrow night in the U.S. Open Cup, which is the oldest tournament in this country, all sports, I believe, and they have a big game tomorrow night in Omaha, as mentioned, and we'll actually talk a little bit about a player, Academy contract signee, who is not here as well, that Ivan will tell you a little bit about where he is if you probably couldn't already guess. This is a unique opportunity for players in this region. We've got a collection of boys up here. I think this might be the biggest crowd or the biggest group that we've signed to this point so far. And I think this is a big culmination of the hard work that they've put in over the course of years. Some of them, this is your second or maybe even third academy contract as they work towards the pre-professional to professional pathway, still leaving this open for many other opportunities, again, that Ivan will talk about here in a little bit. So a few years ago, as we've done a couple of these, and some of you are pros and have been to a few of these and seen what we were going to talk about and hear what we're going to talk about. But this is a talent-rich soccer community that has been proven from the biggest levels to from Ricardo Pepi, who's playing internationally in Europe and is a big part of the U.S. national team, to players that are playing in college, players that are playing for our pro team, not just now but in years past. There are a lot of eyes internationally, domestically in MLS that are looking at this region as a source of talent that can be cultivated and utilized at the highest level. We certainly realize that, and that's what has been the catalyst for the last 3 intensive years of this academy really taking a step forward to becoming a national player, which again, Ivan will talk a little bit more about. I don't want to take all of his notes, but this part of the world, this part of the country, it has a very positive reputation for high-class soccer players, and we've got a number of them up here. Some of them as young, I believe, as 15, to some that are 17, 18, and 19. So we've got a lot of talent. We've got a variant of age groups, and these guys are working really, really hard to follow their dreams of potentially pursuing a professional contract. This group and those that aren't necessarily on academy contracts with our U20s is our featured academy team, all of which they are on. I've gotten to see this team play locally. I've gotten to see these guys train with the first team. I've got to see them play in Dallas Cup. I got to see them play in Tampa in a USL showcase. These guys are the real deal. This and the success that they've had against teams that are, much bigger markets than El Paso, teams that have been around 20, 30, 40 years, international opponents. These guys are as good as anyone I've seen at this age group. I can remember when I played at this age group, and not even a candle to the skill level that's here in front of you today. So I'm going to let Ivan turn it over here to Ivan and let him talk a little bit more about the specifics about these players and the various different things that they've done and are doing. So with that, we'll get our Academy Director, Ivan Militar, up here to talk a little bit more.
Hi guys, as Andrew said, my name is Ivan Militar and I'm the Academy Director for Locomotive Youth Soccer. Thank you, Andrew, for the introduction, and thank you for everybody that made it today. This is a very important day for us. This is my 4th or 5th time that I'm talking in these events, and I always start with saying how much we appreciate the families and the parents, because you guys are the ones that mainly made this happen. We as coaches and as the club, we love to sit here and say that we've done so much, but at the same time, I think the moms and the dads and the parents and the uncles and the brothers and sisters also deserve that, to know that thank you very much for all the effort that you're putting into it. Okay, a couple things I want to talk about. First, I just wanted to make a point about the history of our program. And I'm not just talking about specifically about the U20s, but about the whole academy. I came to El Paso 2 years ago, and this program started around 4 years ago. The whole youth soccer part of our organization. And when we started, there were no fields, no teams, no coaches, no tournaments, no nothing, right? And I think this is a good event to stop for a second and appreciate and think about what have we achieved in those last 4 years, and specifically because I've been here for 2 years, the last 2 years. I'm sure many of you saw it, but I want to officially make it as an announcement that we are joining the ECNL, which is one of the top youth soccer leagues in this country, if not the top. And that means that we reached a new level. Going from no fields, no coaches, no teams, we are going to be a nationally respected national players in the youth soccer landscape in America. I don't think that people quite understand it yet how big of a deal that is. That means that we are not only competing regionally, but we're going to compete nationally. That means that we are on the map with the Dallases, the Austins, the Washington D.C.s. I'm from the East Coast, and so I think we need to stop for a second and appreciate how far we have come and what have we achieved as a whole through these players. And they were the ones that achieved a lot of things on the field, but we achieved a lot of things off the field as well. Now, as Andrew said, the U20 academy team is a fully funded academy team that also needs to be appreciated. Not a lot of clubs and not a lot of organizations provide a fully funded program. That means that these kids don't pay when they go to travel. These kids don't pay when we are on the road and we are paying for their foods. These kids don't pay for their jerseys. And in a country like America, where pay-to-play model is the preeminent and most important part of youth soccer business, as you heard, business, I think it's very important that our owners and our leadership provide these players the opportunity, and of course our sponsors as well, provide the opportunity that nobody in El Paso, nobody in this region, and barely a few in this entire country provides. So I think that's also a very important part to recognize. About this specific group of people that we have here. As I said, it's a fully funded academy. However, it's all El Paso kids. Only one player that is not from El Paso. He's actually left an MLS academy to join, to join us. So these are all El Paso kids except one, but mostly it is our people, our local people. The kids from our community coming from all different kind of high schools and all different kind of neighborhoods. I think that's also very important to show that, you know, this is a hotbed for talent. We have kids that are much, much better than what Austin has or Dallas has or San Antonio has. And I think it's being proven. For the 2023 season, we reached the playoffs for the USL Academy League for the first time in program's history. Which means that in the USL Academy League, which is one of the best youth soccer league, U20 level youth soccer league or pre-professional league in the country, we were in the best 16. Now we lost to San Antonio FC, which is also a foe for us in the USL Championship. We lost in penalties, but then we won 2 games against other opponents in the same tournament. So we showed it there. And then this winter, we went back, we rearranged, and then we started spring, and we reached the final of Dallas Cup, which is a 45-year-old tournament, possibly the most prestigious and best youth soccer tournament that we have in this country. No El Paso team ever, boys or girls, reached the final. We were in the FC Dallas Stadium, playing in the Toyota Center. I don't know, 25,000 people or 15,000 people can fit in there. They weren't 15,000, we wish. But it was an amazing experience for the coaching staff, but of course for these players. We were on YouTube. On the YouTube, there's almost 10,000 people that watched it on YouTube. And I think that, again, they are history makers. And I think that tells a lot about how we started 4 years ago and where we are now. We are very proud of them, and we're looking forward to more successes. These players signing an academy contract. Let me tell you, because we put down some notes here to make sure that I'm saying it the right way. This contract actually allows them to train and compete professionally with the first team without signing a professional deal, which would not allow them to go to college. With this deal, they are able to go to college if they are not signing a professional contract. This is the 4th year that we are doing this. I think the fact that there's so many kids here shows that we have a lot of talent in this area, show that we can rely on our homegrown players, and they are doing fantastic things, not just on the field but off the field. This is an amazing group of people, the families and the kids as well, and we are really motivated to develop them even more and see where it leads them. One player is actually, as Andrew said, is actually not with us. His name is Emiliano Rodriguez, who is in the first team roster to potentially play tomorrow in Omaha. These are the type of things that we celebrate the most. We also have another press conference coming up in the summer sometime. You all will be invited to that as well, when we are celebrating the college commitments too. Those are the 2 things that our academy set out to achieve. We want to create first-team players obviously for our professional team, but we also want to create opportunities for these kids to continue their academic and athletic careers on the intercollegiate level. This contract will allow them to do that. Emiliano is right now with the first team. Let's see how he's going to do. Let's see how far he can go. Let's see what he can achieve. But we're also very proud of the kids that will go to college and continue their careers there. I want to also say just the last word on the ownership and the leadership of our organization. I said it in the beginning, but I want to reiterate that this is a very special occasion for a very special team, for very special individuals. It wouldn't be available without our leadership and without our owners that invest a lot of time and energy and, of course, money into this. So we are thankful for that. With that, we're going to listen to the same thing in Spanish now. Give me 1 year and I will do that too. And then we will not need Alex. But let me introduce you to Alex Boso, who is actually my assistant coach with the U20s, so he knows these boys very well. But also he's our college recruitment coordinator, helping and making the relationships with the college coaches. He has a crucial role in our organization, and now he's going to speak to you in Spanish. Thank you.
Buenos días. Bueno, primero voy a hacer un resumen de lo que dijo Iván, para traducirlo va a ser un poquito largo. Mi nombre es Alex Boso, como decía Iván Militar. Soy parte del cuerpo técnico de la categoría sub-20, de la categoría donde están los jugadores atrás mío. También estoy parte del cuerpo técnico de la categoría sub-15 y también estoy aquí para ayudar a los jugadores como coordinador para que vayan y obtengan becas universitarias. Es un evento muy especial para nosotros. Pueden sentir de parte de Iván Militar el orgullo que él tiene, ¿no? 4 años en este club y se siente el crecimiento y se siente la buena vibra. Agradecidos por su presencia. ¿Qué es el equipo sub-20, el que tenemos aquí? Fuera de la categoría MLS de formativas o de cantera, ellos no tienen ningún costo. Todo está financiado. Yo, al ser ecuatoriano, vengo de otro país que solo se da estas oportunidades a los jugadores de élite. Nosotros en Estados Unidos, en la mayoría de clubes, usted tiene que pagar. Este programa, gracias al liderazgo que tenemos aquí de las autoridades, no tiene ningún costo. Y los otros equipos que tenemos en la cantera, en la formativa, en las fuerzas básicas, tienen un costo mínimo. ¿Qué le damos a los chicos? ¿Qué es lo que competimos nosotros? Iván Militar mencionaba. La primera, que es la más fuerte, se llama USL, que la traducción en español viene a ser la competición élite de clubes de Estados Unidos de formativas. Es la más fuerte a nivel nacional fuera de las MLS. Eso es lo que competimos nosotros. Esa es la primera. La segunda la denominamos USL Academy. Nuestro equipo profesional participa en la liga profesional USL. Debajo de la USL, la liga formativa se llama USL Academy. Participamos en esa segunda. Y la tercera, que también nos da mucha competición, es la liga EPPL, que es la más conocida por todos los que estamos aquí, que es la liga del Paso, que también nos aporta competición. Normalmente jugamos un año arriba para siempre tener esa competición que estamos buscando.